To introduce Pete Sampras today as his longtime coach and friend, please welcome Paul Annacone.
Thank you, Tony. It's a pleasure to be here. And as I pondered how I was going to do this for Pete, I was told that I had 3 minutes to introduce Pete and to summarize what he'd done. And I was really trying to think about it, and I figured that there really wasn't any humanly possible way that was going to happen. And if I even just talked about his tennis, then I'd probably be standing up here a little bit longer than my friend John McEnroe was a few years ago. And it's a little warm for that, so I'll do my best to get through this. But I will do exactly what Pete has always done, and I'll let his record speak for itself. Pete's career has been the antithesis of how he likes to operate, in an understated, no-big-deal manner. Even his charitable efforts for the Tim and Tom Gullickson Foundation, the Vitas Gerulaitis Foundation, Andrea Yeager's Kids Stuff Foundation, and Aces for Charity, Pete keeps his low-profile way. He wants to keep the attention where it's needed, with those afflicted and those battling adversity. Well, Pete, my friend, unfortunately for you today is the day where I have to tell you, guess what? You are a big deal. What you've done is monumental, but more importantly, the way you've done it is a lesson for every athlete, every teacher, every parent, every child, you name it. You've done it with class, you've done it with integrity, and most of all, you've done it with humility. From the 19-year-old, shy 19-year-old, who used to steal all of my son's ice cream out of my refrigerator at Wimbledon, to the champion who walked away with 14 Grand Slam titles, you've inspired me as a friend and as a coach. Even through the most trying of times, you're able to dig deep and pull the best out of yourself, like when your best friend and coach, our beloved Tim Gully, was fighting the good fight. You honored him by winning with heart and soul. This was great medicine not only for Tim, but for all of us. You've inspired me by breaking the men's all-time Grand Slam record by winning Wimbledon virtually on one leg when you couldn't practice or even warm up prior to your matches in 2000. And finally, in the face of all the naysayers, you climbed the highest mountain in 2002, winning the U.S. Open, which was the perfect bookend to an astonishing career. As I look back and think of that September day in 2002, I think you showed us all what a champion is capable of, and indeed, stop on your terms. I felt such a shame for many people who've never understood how Pete made such a difficult endeavor seem like a casual walk in the park. It is truly a gift. But it hasn't always been a walk in the park for Pete. He's had some very difficult defeats through the years, and he's had a lot of things to deal with. And I guess the one thing I want to mention today is that the one loss that really took him a while to get over, which he did, was in 1989. He lost a brutal 3-set grass court match to Paul Annacone at Queens Club. I wasn't sure he could get over it, but he did get over it. And I only mention this today because I promised I could never let him live it down. And I do have to say that I am 1-0 against Pete, even though when I beat him, I think he was 12. But I'll count that. In all seriousness, Pete, you're that rare athlete with the optimum gifts of head, heart, and talent. We're all here to congratulate you, but most of all, we all want to thank you for letting your dreams become the great theater of our reality.